Welcome to All-Star Wrestling. And fans, what a tremendous show we've got in store for you today. You will see such greats in action as Bruiser Brody, the defending tag team champions, the Crusher and Baron von Raschke. You will see, fans' words cannot describe them, Abdullah the Butcher, as well as two of the outstanding Greco-Roman wrestlers in the United States. Starting thing off, though, this bout, one fall, introducing first out of Atlanta, Georgia. He weighs 216 pounds, Rooster Griffin. And his opponent just now coming into the ring area. He weighs in at 255 pounds out of Appleton, Minnesota. One of the United States Olympic greats, Brad Rheingans. Your referee for this bout, Kenny J. Down to Rod Trongard and the very popular Steve Olszewski.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to All-Star Wrestling, and a special welcome to Steve Olszewski, our commentator throughout the matches, as Brad Rheingans going to work on Rooster Griffin. Rheingans, as we have said so many, many times, one of the outstanding wrestlers in the world today. And, of course, the same can be said about Steve Olszewski, and you two guys have been in the ring together more than one occasion.
Well, that's true, Rod. Thank you very much for inviting me on the show today. I want to say it's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to calling the action here with you. And there's going to be a lot of action here indeed. You look at Brad Rheingans. Look at perfect control position. He's right behind his man. Rooster cannot go anywhere without Brad at least letting him or setting him up for something. Look at the strength there of that man, putting his shoulders down. I tell you, a tremendously conditioned athlete. It's just a pure wrestler at heart.
Brad Rheingans is a growing young man also, up to 255 pounds. Rooster Griffin, 216 out of Atlanta, Georgia, with a wrist lock now on Brad Rheingans. Rheingans knows all the holds, that's for sure, and all the moves. That
great execution there.
That sent Rooster Griffin all the way across the ring. That stuns you.
Oh, it sure does, and it makes you think twice about, what a guy's going to do. You start to set up your strategy here early on in the match, stalking him. Rooster Griffin doesn't want to get too close to Brad, because in close, that's where Brad can really get a hold on you, and he don't let go. Rooster Griffin's strategy here, I tell you, he's just got one or two things he can do. He's got to go out to try to wear Brad down, and there's not too many people that have been able to do that.
Brad Rheingans may be growing and putting on weight, but by golly, he still has that tremendous quickness.
And he's still a great teacher. He's such a great learner. Look at the tremendous coordination, timing, always in control. A lot of people don't know, but Brad's going to go to Los Angeles. He's going to help be assistant coach for the wrestling team, the Olympic team out there.
And there you got a good close-up look at him. When you work an arm drag takedown like he has just done here moments ago against Rooster Griffin, it must feel like that shoulder is just about coming apart at the seams.
Well, I tell you, when you get in a position like that, there's only one way to go. You got to go with the hold. If you don't, you can bring your shoulder, the point of the shoulder right down into the mat. You can separate a shoulder. People always say you got to look at that. It's the only way now. Griffin's got to take control. He's got to stay on Rheingans if he has any hope whatsoever. You see there, he knows he's not going to be able to out-wrestle the man. He's got to use every trick in the book, and that's what Rooster's good at.
Working on the back of Brad Rheingans and the solar plexus, Rooster Griffin firing away on the young man from Appleton, Minnesota, who's had about enough, I think, at this point. That knee went right to the midsection of Rooster Griffin, and the air went out of the balloon for sure. A very resilient Brad Rheingans goes to work on the hamstring.
I tell you, you can come down on that hamstring, and it doesn't take too much pressure before something can pop. And I tell you, a lot of wrestlers, they wear knee pads, and that's one good reason why they should. The knees can go so many different directions, and then the athletes really need their knees, their legs underneath them to compete in the sport.
Step over toe hold that he has worked into a twist and now into a figure four.
Now, if he can put his foot over, he can get the Indian deathlock. That would be a submission hold. But Rooster picked the right time there. He's got to get Brad out of his rhythm.
And he picked the eyes to work on of Brad Rheingans. Rooster Griffin firing away, and right back comes the resilient Brad Rheingans. See what Brad has in store now for the Rooster. This could be one of many things.
He's picking him up. He's getting him in a suplex position.
The backbreaker turns him over, covers, gets one.
Part of the strategy there too, Rod. I tell you, when you cover a guy, you got to be careful. If you cover him too close to the ropes, you give your opponent a chance to put a foot on the rope, break the count. Or you can break the count by gouging at the eyes.
Just like Rooster Griffin has done there. Look at this body slam.
Belly to back suplex. No.
The atomic drop, and there is the belly to back suplex. And a cover, and I think we've got 3 here. We do.
It could have been a 1, 2, 3, or 2, 100. It was all Brad Rheingans.
Absolutely. Brad Rheingans, the winner here over Rooster Griffin, as he finishes him off with the body-to-body suplex, and the Rooster just could not come back. We'll take another look at it in slow motion.
Fans, we've got a very special interview for you at this time, seeing as how this is the Olympic year. And now, with the Olympic final trials being held for the Greco-Roman Championships to be at Williams Arena, June 7th, 8th, and 9th, I want to introduce you to the man that's the driving force behind the Olympic trials, the coach from the University of Minnesota for some 30-odd years, one of the greatest coaches, wrestling coaches in Minnesota, Wally Johnson.
Thank you very much. We are going to have about 250 of the top Greco-Roman wrestlers in the country trying out at Williams Arena 7, 8, and 9. We will pick the top 6 wrestlers in each weight division. And I might add that we have about 20 to 25 Minnesotans, wrestlers who have wrestled at the different colleges throughout Minnesota. They'll be competing, and I look forward to each and every one of them qualifying in the top 6 to go to the final Olympic camp.
All right, Wally, I understand you have a special award presentation for Vern Gagne?
Well, Vern is going to be our honorary referee. Vern has made many contributions to the Greco Club, and he's done this over the years, and he's been a real staunch supporter of amateur wrestling in the state of Minnesota.
All right, Vern Gagne, special referee.
Well, I don't know too much about Greco-Roman wrestling as far as refereeing. I know the moves, that sort of thing, and of course Bradley has taught them all to me. Brad Rheingans here, who was on the last Olympic team and didn't get to go to Europe for the big one, but he's going to help coaching. He's going to be the assistant coach this year for the Olympic team, and we'll be starting as soon as the team is chosen in Colorado Springs. But he'll be out there coaching, and we're real proud of him. I just want to say that. But this tournament coming up, I know we're going to at least have 6, 7 people from Minnesota on that Greco wrestling team that will be representing the United States in Los Angeles. And this tournament is 6th, 7th, and 8th at Williams Arena. It's going to be a tremendous tournament, and you're going to see the greatest wrestlers from all over America here in that tournament. And our Minnesota kids, hopefully, we're going to place for the final trials, which will be in Colorado Springs later on. At least 20 of those people, Minnesotans, will get out there to try. And once they get out there, we're going to have 6, 7 people, right, Brad, on that team.
Brad, it's got to be a special honor for you.
Well, it's a very special honor for me, Steve, and whether the Russians are going to be in L.A. or not, these guys up in the wrestling room, they're ready to win 10 gold medals.
All right, there you have it. June 7th, 8th, and 9th at Williams Arena, the final trials for the Greco-Roman Championships.
Don't miss it. Be there.